Taste of Dragons Gaming Podcast. We eat sandwiches and play games. Taste of Dragons Gaming Podcast. A podcast for everyone's taste.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Taste of Dragons, the Toddcast, the video game podcast that all you hype machines listen to. This week, we cannot be conquered. Our valor is strong, like coffee and gunbirds. The news is destined. Our topic is curvy. And the dragon this week is a mega woman, composer Manami Matsumae. And as always, my name is Brian.
I'm Amanda.
I'm Troy.
And I'm Joe.
Hey guys, welcome to yet another week of this podcast.
Call me a hype machine.
That's right, hype.
I'm the hypest machinist there's ever beenest.
Are you the illest as well? Are you sick?
Don't put that on me.
Okay, good. All right, make sure.
I have like something in my throat.
know.
Oh gosh. Why'd you have to remind me that there's a pandemic? There's enough on the plate right now.
I don't have the Rona. But.
Goodness.
Well, we don't have a stop at COVID this week, so I mean, we had to bring it up somehow.
Oh,
Can we have like a don't start COVID?
Yeah.
Don't you start.
Don't you do it.
Don't you pick this back up. You calm down. You sit back down.
We had a spike here in Florida because us Floridians don't know how to follow the rules.
Well, I mean, follow the rules, and also there's some really good reasons to be out of your house this past couple weeks,
right.
protesting and whatnot.
But the beaches weren't one of them.
Right. Oh yeah, who was protesting the beach in the water with floaties on?
They were protesting sharks, I believe.
Oh, okay. Those annual shark protests.
Yeah,
yes,
that's
I get
what
that.
But yeah, how's you guys' week been?
Still pretty stressful.
Yeah.
I thought you said wake, and I was like,
no.
what did I forget about? But no.
Yeah.
You know, my voice hasn't been used all that much this week. I've been trying to just chill and mellow out, and then my voice and the words don't work, so it's fine.
Yeah, it's still been a pretty full week. We're still trying to do our part to get word out there to different campaigns to help the police reform and whatnot. So I'm still calling my state senators. They haven't responded yet. I don't.
Right?
What's that about?
I got a newsletter as a response, and nothing in the newsletter addressed anything that I brought up.
Well, at least you got a newsletter.
It was more propaganda than newsletter.
Oh, yeah.
It is still politicians we're talking about.
There was a lot of stuff about China in there, which was
Really?
very interesting, and also about like human rights. But just like
No.
maybe he's just a little behind.
Nothing about stakes against racism or police reform or anything like that.
All of his politics are like 6 months behind what actually happens.
Yeah. That's
COVID just started for them.
Oh, that's why we have the spike. He doesn't even.
Welcome to Florida.
In 3 weeks, he's going to be asking for NASCAR to stop using the Confederate flag.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
Goodness.
He's like, they already are. Look how good I am.
It's because of me.
Gosh. So, games have been pretty good. Like, once again, just to kind of recharge.
Recharge. Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Well, speaking of games, let's get into it.
What are you playing?
Hey, Troy, you want to start us off this week?
I would love to start you off this week. If you start me up. Sorry.
I was very ready to yes and that, and then I didn't know what song it was. It was very disappointing
It's
for
the
me.
Stones.
Yeah, stop me up.
We didn't do the That's how you.
Oh, yeah.
If I did that, you would have known.
Yeah.
Oh, Mick Jagger, of course.
Yeah, of course.
So I played Valorant this week. It's a first-person team-based shooter from Riot Games, the makers of League of Legends. This is a game that puts an emphasis on diverse cast of characters, all with cool, unique abilities. But in the end, this game really just comes down to who can aim the fastest. Spoiler alert, it's not me. There is no fast aiming for this guy. Just fast dying.
That sounds like a Fortnite. That
So
sounds like a
many
Fortnite
times.
like.
Oh, yes, except I think Fortnite, at least you can like build and look at pretty things.
Yeah.
Valorant's a little more bland. Its focus is in different avenues.
Fair enough, yeah, because, with age comes less response time. So
What are you trying to say, Brian?
we're old.
Okay, just wanted to be clear.
We are old, sir.
You're not wrong. Just wanted you to say it. So Valorant is cool because it's being made, as I said, by Riot Games, who is most known for making the strategic multiplayer online battle games. So the idea that this company is like, let's do a first-person shooter. was pretty intriguing to me. What intrigued me more, though, is how people kept calling this like the next Overwatch, or like, you know, the one thing that's going to beat Overwatch, the
Overwatch killer.
Yes. and that intrigued me. And also when I saw like Overwatch professional players from the team in the league that we watch, like retire from the team professionally to go play Valorant. That's when I was like, okay, what is this?
Yeah.
Let me sign up. It only came out last week officially, but the beta's been in for a couple more weeks than that. And so, I mean, since Overwatch is probably my favorite game, I had to struggle really hard not to just be like an angry fanboy while playing this game. And I think after a while, I finally am seeing Valorant for what it is. And it is not Overwatch.
No, it is much more a Counter-Strike with Overwatch themes.
It's tactical. You have to use corners. You have to walk silently. There's a whole button just for walking silently so that they don't hear your footsteps. And it's crucial to walk silently in that game. It's a little bit like hide and go seek. And so that's one of my things that I saw that was different, is that Valorant is a slower game. And at first, I hated it.
Yeah.
Because I'm used to Overwatch, which is fast-paced. A match is going to last maybe 10 minutes, 15 if it's a long one. One match of Valorant can be up to 40 minutes long.
Yeah.
That's a 30 to 40-minute long match. That's it.
Yep.
So and they put that right on the menu too. So they let you know if you press Let's Play, you're locking in for 40 minutes of gameplay.
That sounds horrible. That sounds you're not selling me on this. I don't play first-person shooters, but so far, like, not sold. Also, I hope you don't like this, because sometimes I need to talk to you about something, and it's like, oh, I'll wait till his match is over, and I'd be real angry if it's like 45 minutes later, and it's like, hey, I was hoping to go eat sometime tonight. That would be bad.
So what might help with that is that the one match is broken up into a lot of rounds. There's up to 25 rounds. And you have to be the first to 13. I don't understand why. 13 is the number. It's just what it is. When you get eliminated in a round, you then just wait out until that round is over. So that it's a good thing if you want to talk to me, because if I get eliminated early, I have to wait maybe 3 or 4 minutes before the next round starts. I can't do anything.
Yeah.
On the bad side, I'm not doing anything. If you're not talking to me, then I have nothing to do.
You're playing an iPhone game.
Right.
And that's where the Counter-Strike comes in, because that's how it is in Counter-Strike. However, in Counter-Strike with competitive matches, or in just matches in general, normally it's to 15 or 16 actually. So this is at least a little bit shorter than that. But like you were saying, it's 40 minutes you're locked in for. And if you're not very good at the game, like I am, like I wasn't, I'm not very good at the game because I haven't put time into it.
Yeah.
But I can't really put time into it if I spend most of the time dead.
Yeah.
Like 40 minutes, oh great, I'm playing 10 of those if I'm lucky. You know?
Right.
And that is something that I think really keys in for me in Overwatch, is like when you get eliminated, you're down for 10 seconds match, and those 10 seconds are filled by you getting to watch who eliminated you to see how they did it. So you're actually kind of learning as you do it. So there's no really downtime. It's all
you can
active.
Switch characters,
and you get
can look
right.
at your
You can switch
teammates,
characters. You can get right back into the game. What I did like about it, once you're in it though, is that Valorant brings a really unique tension to this type of genre that Overwatch doesn't really have, because it's so slow paced, and you have to almost like walk slowly to get to corners and get to different down hallways. A lot of tension builds, and it's the good type of attention. It's not dread. It's just an anticipation that, like, okay, I can I react? Can I set myself up and give me enough resources that I can react quicker than the person who I'm going to see on the other side of this corner? And that tension is actually really fun to like feel. And that only really happens after 4 or 5 rounds of this, you know, after like the 25-minute mark, and you're just like, oh, here we are, we're tied, and this is happening. And because of that tension, if it pays off, the payoff is huge.
Yes.
If you do turn that corner and you get that person down, and like they're down in like a split second, if you hit it right, you feel like a rock star. You feel like it's all paid off, and you just have this really high.
So they're following the Destiny model of be really mean to you for really long times, but then have the rewards be really good. So you immediately forget about the fact that this was horrible.
Yes, except in this, you immediately just do it again. So they know what they're doing.
Yeah. I once had a match that was like that, because it was like my 3rd match I ever played. And I'm not very good at the game at this point. So like my kills versus death, I got like maybe 4 kills, and I've died like 20 times. Like I haven't really stayed alive for very long. But it's match points. Both of us are tied, and all my other teammates die. It's just me where I have to plant the bomb. So it's me 1 versus 3, and my teammates, they don't have much faith in me, and I don't blame them. So they're all just yelling at me to do random things, and I'm just like, all right, you know what, screw it. So I just go in, I plant the bomb, and I'm sitting there, and my teammates are just like, you got this, even though I knew in their voice, the tone of their voice was just like, no.
You got this, man. We have full confidence, dude.
And then I murdered the 3 of them. Wow. And then the eruption that came from them, because they were not expecting it either. I wasn't expecting it. The other team wasn't expecting it. Nobody was expecting it. But that high was just,
You don't get that kind of high from Overwatch. Overwatch takes that high and just disperses it throughout the entire match. So you're always like having fun.
Yes.
And what this is, it builds that drama, and I think Valorant keys into exactly what you're talking about, Brian, and it does reward you in that way. So yeah, what this kind of does for me, because of how the game plays, is all the characters who have different abilities, the abilities kind of get drowned out unless you are so good at the shooting aspect that you can factor in the abilities, and that just makes them feel a little more generic to me, since it just comes down to who can shoot better. And that's something where Overwatch has a plus in, where it's definitely more about the abilities, like I said, flying around and zapping people and teleporting. But what's nice about Valorant and how it's different is that it's simple. If you go down, you know why.
Right.
In Overwatch, a lot of times it's so chaotic. You're just, what happened? What did I do? Or maybe you do eliminate someone. You're like, I don't know how I did that, but I got it. That's not a question in Valorant. You got it because you set this up right, or you reacted faster.
Yeah.
So I think Valorant definitely has its positives on that.
Cool.
Nice.
So that being said, it's free. It's free to play. It comes with some battle passes that are about $10 roughly. They definitely come with a lot of the gross free pass stuff where I appreciate it's free, but it has like 3 layers of currency that is really confusing, and I don't mind free as long as you're transparent with like, hey, pay me this much money and you'll get better stuff. Instead, they try to hide it with like weird currency, which I just don't like.
Yeah.
And the rewards you get for the battle pass don't seem all that great to me.
Yeah.
It's not like new costumes. It's like, here, get a little tiny, I guess, cat for your gun. Actually sounds great when I say that.
Yeah. It's a little trinket that hangs from your gun that you will almost never see.
Never see. So check it out. Like I said, I think it's good. I am not a computer player, so I've had a large learning curve in just having to use a computer for shooting reasons.
Is it controller compatible?
Oh, probably, but I wouldn't recommend that.
I wouldn't recommend it.
Because the aiming has to be so precise that, your controller is just not going to get you there. Yeah. But I'm learning, and it is a hard learning curve so far. But I think there's something good there. It's not as much fun as Overwatch, but it does build tension. And I think a game with some good tension can be worthwhile.
All right, nice. So Valorant. And it's PC only,
I ranted
right?
on Valorant. It is PC only.
All right, cool. All right, how about you, Joe? What did you play this week?
I kept my promise, and I not only played Animal Crossing, but I also played a game called Gunbird.
Ooh.
It's a 2D vertically scrolling shooter with some ancient, almost goofy character designs, dialogue that needed another round of translation clearly, and some beautiful arcade-style explosions every time you defeat a megaboss. It's a game that aged more like a cast iron skillet than a glorious wheel of Parmesan. The skillet's really impressive and quite awesome for being over 20 years old, but it's still a bit rusty here and there, so maybe you got to scrub it and re-season it a bit.
Oh, so this is an older game.
Yeah, the game came out originally for the Dreamcast.
Oh, I missed that console.
That makes a lot of sense, because when I looked over, because I saw Joe playing it, I turned around, I was like, "Are you playing Striker 1945?" Which is another like bullet shooter.
Right.
And she's like, "No, I'm playing Gunbird." So I was like, "Why does that name sound so familiar?" Now it makes sense, because I did play that for the Dreamcast.
Yeah.
And you're a plane, right? Not like a gun with wings.
No, you are different people with magic or robot or oh my god, dude, it's ridiculous. The character I like to play was basically like a Kiki's Delivery Service level witch.
Ooh.
No black hair, no red ribbon, blonde hair, blue eyes, little cat, but her outfit, her red ribbon around her waist, it was very like, it's like, oh, it's European Kiki. And and she has the best, in my opinion, the best powers in the whole game. Each one of the people you're choosing that are basically like, they either strapped a rocket pack onto somebody, or that person can already fly, or they're a witch, or they're on a mystical staff that they're spinning around to fly, to shoot things. It's basically, it's Striker. It's every one of those Galaga-esque, kind of games. But the visuals on it are so fun. It's very colorful. And it's very fast action paced, and you can actually see all of the things that the bad guys shoot at you. It's one of the few games I've ever played where everything gets mishmashed when there's a million things all over the screen, but you can still see what's bad and what's not bad. Like your own bullets and your own things are.
That's just good game design.
Yeah. It's built surprisingly well. There's a robot guy who only speaks in like sounds.
Do you hear that, Brian?
Yeah.
That makes sense to you?
It does.
Does it? Does it, Brian?
I think Brian only turned around when I was playing the robot guy.
He was like,
She's probably not wrong.
You're playing, and he's just in the corner going,
Yeah.
good joke.
It was great.
Like my people have spoken.
But I didn't find fun in the robot guy because he's slow, but he has a really great glowing field of. I don't even understand what half their powers are. A lot of the verbiage in this was clearly like they're trying to make a sarcastic joke, but in translation, it didn't exactly translate the first round. They probably should have given another round of like test audience. What does that really mean? Does that mean in English what you think it means?
It's like, I get what you were going for. You didn't get there, but you got close enough that I get it.
You're so close. But all in all, I actually really liked the game. The design was fun. Aside from the controls being a little wonky on the slower characters, some of the characters were a little more powerful with their weapons, but they were very slow to move. So as you tried to get out of the way of all of the crazy glowy crap that the bad guys are shooting at you, it didn't always work out that well. And I didn't realize when I chose that Kiki girl the first time, I was playing with the fastest character in the game. So I got really used to that hour of being able to zoom in and out of things. I'm like, yeah, this is great. Wow, this is going really well. And then I went to the robot guy and the mad scientist guy, and I was like, why do I keep hitting these things? I thought I was much better at this than I am. I don't understand what's happening here. So after about 3 hours of beating my own high score constantly, I kind of gave up after about 75% way through the game. I'll go back to it sooner or later. I played it for a Switch.
One of my favorite like gaming moments are in those types of games where you're shooting and you're in like the fighter pilot or whatever, and the screen fills with just all the stuff that can destroy you or not. And in your head you go, oh, this is overwhelming. And then something clicks. And you just go and you just see everything. It's like that moment in the Matrix where you just see all of the code.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you just like zen out and just like.
Yeah, that never happens to me. I just die. I just go, oh, this is too much. And then my character goes,
Mandy, it's a great moment. It's a great moment. It happens in those games. It happens in like Guitar Hero games, like rhythm games for me.
I'm so bad at that. I promise I'm really good at other types of video games. This podcast has been like, I don't like shooting and I don't like rhythm games and I don't like this thing. But I am good at video games, just not any of those.
Right there with you with the shooting games.
Yeah, those games are a lot of fun. So
yeah.
How much was the game, by the way?
I think it was on sale, like $6 or something like that. It's normally like a $12.99 game. It's in a really old game, and there's a Gunbird 2 I think that just got ported out like maybe last month or something.
Oh, okay.
Cool. I almost bought Gunbird 2 instead of Gunbird, but I already knew I liked Gunbird, so I was like, I'll stick with the first one.
Nice.
Go with the OG one.
Yeah, cool. So that was Gunbird.
Gunbird, not Gunbird 2.
Okay.
Although I think I might do that next week. We'll find out. We'll see how that Parmesan wheel's tasting now.
All right, cool. I guess I'll go next. The game I talked about this week, or I'm going to talk about this week, is a new release. It is Command & Conquer Remastered. This is a game that is beloved by myself and lots of other people. It's one of the original RTS's, real-time strategy games, so top-down, build your base out. And so this comes remastered with the original Command & Conquer and then Red Alert 1. Which is... Red Alert is basically a alternate history where Einstein goes back into the past, shakes hands with Hitler to make sure he never becomes Hitler, and then he comes back to the future and everything's messed up. So,
wait, in a bad way?
Yeah, because now instead of Germany, Russia rose up.
Oh, so Russia does all the bad things that Germany did. Okay.
Yeah. So
that doesn't sound like fun.
So this is a game of...
I never knew that was the premise. I played that game.
And I've played that game,
in middle school or something. I knew it was Russian. I knew there was Russian stuff.
Yeah.
I just figured it was just I don't know.
Russia
Russian
was very popular when we were in middle school. James Bond, Command and Conquer.
Rocky.
Yeah.
Rocky 4.
The very first mission in it, because I liked Command and Conquer, but I was like, I'm going to go with Red Alert. Let's do it. The very first mission is you rescuing Einstein from Russia. So you have to infiltrate something and get him out.
Wow.
So this game for me was a game of oopsies.
Oopsies.
Oh.
So I started out. I'm like, all right, cool. I watch. So they remastered the full motion video, which is it doesn't look great, but it looks much better than it could.
Yeah.
Or than it used to. So you watch all the movies and they're great, and then you get into the mission, and it looked the same. And I was like, what the hell is going on? I thought this was remastered. I thought they redid everything.
Yeah.
I don't understand what's going on. Why is everything pixelated? So I had to so I tabbed out and I was like, all right, what's going on? I'm sure I just missed a setting or something. So I went to the settings, went and everything. And then somebody's like, oh yeah, you have to hit the space bar button. That switches between the remastered and the classic. And they, for some reason, start you off with the classic. So I was like, that can't be it. I hit the space bar. Oh, everything looks beautiful.
I can understand starting with the classic because then you get to see how much better it looks.
Yeah.
I don't understand putting it on the space bar. That's a very useful button to have something so inconsequential, switching back and forth.
Or starting on the classic and then just immediately giving you a screen prompt to be like, press space bar to switch.
That would help too.
Nope, nothing. So I was like, okay, cool. So it looks great. I'm like, all right, awesome. So they give you, your characters, and one of the characters' name is Tanya, and her main thing is she blows up buildings. She's a character that runs
Tanya.
around.
I blow up buildings.
She's American, but yeah.
I immigrated from Russia. Got my citizenship. It was harder than expected.
She looks like Sonya from Mortal Kombat.
Okay.
Oh, and her name is Tanya.
Exactly.
I see.
So she goes in. I'm like, all right, cool, I got this. So I go in there, and I forgot she blows up the building. So I go in. I'm like,
that's
all right,
her
cool.
thing. How'd you forget?
Yeah,
that's her thing.
I blew up the building that Einstein was in, so I had to restart the mission.
No. E equals MC dead.
Yeah. Oh no. So I was like, oh, okay, I got this now. So went back in, did the mission properly. Cool. So as I'm playing, I'm going through the missions. I'm like, all right, this is a lot of fun. But man, where's the Tesla coils? Man, where's the this? Where's that? You know what? Let me stop playing the missions. Let me go into the skirmish mode, which is, it gives you everything. You just play against the computer. Cool. So I go in there. And I'm like, all right. I still don't see it. Uh-oh. And then I remembered, it's Red Alert 2 I really like. Not Red Alert 1. Red Alert 1's fine.
I was about to say.
It's a great game. But Red Alert 2 is when it goes off the deep end.
Yeah.
It goes off the deep
blimps,
end. Yeah.
They give you Tesla coils.
Yeah.
They give you all this
it's just
fun.
Weird
it's
stuff.
More
fun.
It's way more fun.
Okay, because that's the Red Alert I remember was Red Alert 2. I was just like, I was here waiting like, what? What are you playing?
Yeah. Oh, I did the same thing as I kept on playing it. So that was my other oopsie, which was, oh no.
Not this one. Yeah.
I'm still playing, I'm still enjoying it, but it's not like I was looking forward to just the crazy zany stuff, because in Red Alert 2 they go back in time again and mess up even more.
Yeah.
So, and that's what I played in 9th and 10th grade computer lab with my other friends that were also in computer lab. We all the computers were already networked together.
Yeah.
It was for some reason, one of my friends brought in his disc. That's what it was. I was like, for some reason it was installed on the computers. Wait a minute. No, we did that.
Back when you could just share the disc.
Yeah, you just share the disc. Yeah. We one person installed it, then we put it on the network drive and all of us got it.
Yeah.
But that was the thing. So we all did that, and I was like,
that and Dinosaur Tycoon.
Yeah. Oh god, yeah. Oh man, yeah. And Worms Armageddon.
Yes. And that roller coaster park.
Yeah.
Middle school.
But so I'm still enjoying it, but it's like so I looked it up and they haven't announced Red Alert 2 remastered yet.
Aww.
So I'm hoping with my purchase of this game, it will further along a Red Alert 2 remaster, because I think they're waiting until this done.
That is a positive way to take this experience.
Yes.
Well done.
Yeah. I'm still going to play it, but I'm not going to play it anywhere near as much as I thought it was going to.
Gotcha.
So, but yeah, Command & Conquer Remastered. Still great, but not what I was hoping for.
Word.
Oopsie.
Thank you for the warning, too, for anyone else out there that's like, ooh, I remember that.
Yeah. Nope. Not that game. Not that one.
Or maybe it is. If you're a big Red Alert 1 fan, now you know this is the one.
Yeah.
It is. It's not Red Alert 2.
Yeah. Get the story. Get it. All right. Now, Mando, what did you play this week?
This week I played Coffee Talk again. For those that didn't join us last week, Coffee Talk is a visual novel puzzler set in the fantasy world of elves, orcs, vampires, and cat people. You play the owner and only barista at the only late-night coffee shop in all of Seattle.
All right. So you are like the person to go to if you want coffee.
At midnight.
At midnight. Okay,
at
gotcha.
midnight. There are other coffee shops, but there aren't any late-night coffee shops.
Gotcha.
And in the game, they do talk about why that's a bad idea. But this is my second week playing it, and it's still a lot of fun. It had more serious themes than I was expecting. I played about 2 hours of it last week, so I wasn't very far in. And then I picked it back up and I played the next day, and there was a full-on conversation about werewolf bondage, which I was not expecting. They got like,
I'm
and
here
I was
for
like,
that.
If you had asked me before, I would have been like, "It's a great like family game. Like, give it to your kids. It's fine. they might like the cat people." And then that happened, and I was like, "Maybe not. Maybe you had some weird conversations after that."
Or maybe it's for specific families.
That's true.
Hey, listen, if you want to stay safe from the werewolves, you have to tie them up before they transform. Otherwise, you're just dead.
That's true.
I mean,
Brian, don't take the sex out of this for me. Okay? No. I am for whatever this is. I am proud of them going there. How many games do you know that deal with werewolf bondage? None. Except for this one.
Okay, yeah, we'll go with just this one.
Give it to them.
What games are you playing?
It's just this one, so go for it, Amanda.
Go on, Mandy.
Okay. But no, the game isn't extreme in any fashion, but it definitely tackled some more hardcore issues than I was originally anticipating.
Said hardcore.
Some of them can come off like a little preachy, in my opinion, where like a lot of them are very organic conversations, but sometimes the conversation ends with like someone giving someone else advice, and it comes off as like, and you should do this and you should do that and this will solve all of your problems, and they'll be like, good, I'm gonna do that and everything will be good, and that's okay, but like I would prefer if it was a little more nuanced. But on a whole, the game is really good. A lot of the puzzles are super easy, but I don't really think it's about the puzzles and the coffee making. Like they'll be like, give me something sweet that has honey in it, and it'll be like, cool,
Here's some honey.
in
a mug.
Like, oh, I don't want something bitter, and it was like, great, then I won't use coffee.
Here's some honey.
Here. But I also haven't played for too long, so they might get more difficult towards the end. But it's mostly about the conversations and the characters.
But the coffee talk.
It's a talk,
Yes.
not the coffee. The coffee.
Well, you don't have any dialogue options.
Well, it's their talking.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
It seems like it's a really cool.
You are engaging with them. Your character
Right.
talks to them, and that's where
Right.
the conversations
Okay.
come from. You don't.
Oh, okay. I thought you were eavesdropping.
A little bit,
Okay.
but you're clearly there. They know you're there.
Right.
But you converse with them. I would prefer dialogue options for a game this dialogue heavy.
So there aren't dialogue options.
No.
Oh, this whole time I thought you were actively talking
No.
to them. You're just kind of watching a play
Yeah,
and then giving them coffee.
Yes, and the only thing you have
Okay.
control of is the coffee, and the coffee's like, okay.
Okay.
So it would almost be better if I just clicked A through all of these conversations and then just really enjoyed the visual novel.
Right.
The coffee's just kind of like icing
I
on
don't-
top.
Okay, yeah. I think if I played it, I would get really into the coffee, though.
I wish I was better at the latte art. I talked about this last week, but
Yeah.
I'm really bad at it. I have tried it again, and I'm still not good
Mandy,
at it.
make my face. Make my face.
I can't even make like a swirl.
Put my face.
I tried.
And then give it to the werewolves. just go for it. Just do it. Just do it.
Do you think maybe what you make them for coffee affects what they say?
I think that's very possible because
Okay.
there's definitely like I have a save file and they imply that you can have more than one playthrough, and then they have something called endless mode,
Okay.
which I haven't started yet, but I imagine it's just like coffee over and over and over again.
Okay.
So I probably have more control over the game than I anticipated, but I'm also very early in, so like I said, it's all like make me a drink with chocolate in it, and I was like chocolate here, and they're like, this is exactly what I wanted. So maybe it matters more in
Later on.
yeah, when I make my first bad drink, when someone's like, ugh, now I'm angry and I'm not going to tell you my super secrets, and then they leave. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, cool. All right. So coffee talk.
Kafata.
Coffee talk.
Out on the Switch and other things.
Yeah. I think it's out on a bunch of things. Yeah. All right. Well, cool. So that'll do it for our games this week. Now it brings us to our news segments.
News. N-E-W-S. News.
It's always a jingle with you, Troy.
It's always a jingle. That's
And
right.
I'm not I'm not unhappy with it.
You're right there with me.
I'm right there with
you.
you.
Feel the jingle. Feel the jingle.
You always start a jingle, and then somehow Brian just finishes it. You never talk about it beforehand, but you always like.
Hey, it's been a year and 3 months of us doing this podcast. You know, this is the group mind happening.
We've been married for almost 5 years. I don't finish your jingles.
I said the podcast. I don't jingle in real life, do I? I do.
Yes, you do.
You're not wrong.
I do as well. So maybe that's what it is. It's
Okay,
just what it
we're
is.
jinglers.
Yeah, we're jingle.
Jinglers all the way.
That's right. Oh,
As long as it's not jingle jangle, you're fine.
Yeah.
Jinglers Anonymous.
I bet they have a great jingle.
Speaking of what has a great jingle, though, I took a week off of the Epic train. You
love Epic. You love that company.
This train don't stop. Choo choo. Get out of the way because it just keeps going. So last week, the Epic Game Store gave away Overcooked,
Great game.
which is a great game, but it's given it away before. So it's nothing new. Like maybe,
Maybe you missed it.
Maybe you missed it. Exactly. And you want to come back to it.
PlayStation has their games on for a whole month. They only have it for a week. So that's
exactly.
fair.
So, but this week, though, it is a brand new game to the
what?
platform that is celebrating its 5th anniversary. Ark Survival Evolved.
Oh, that like Survivor dinosaur game.
Yeah, you ride dinosaurs?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The one with the piggy fights?
Yes.
There
Oh
are
my
piggy fights?
Yes, we have a friend who went hardcore into Ark, and their Discord, there's like a whole group, or not even Discord, it's like a whole group of them. Apparently you can breed animals in the game, and she was breeding the most hardcore piggy for the piggies to fight to see who had the best piggy out of the whole crew.
Wait. Does your piggies die if you lose?
She told us quite graphically how the piggies no longer lived. Yeah.
I'm just envisioning
dark.
a piggy with like a Rambo bandana, like face paint under its eyes.
She went
missing
hardcore.
teeth.
Yeah. Her
like a
piggy was
grill.
hardcore.
Oh, I'm for this.
Wow. So I didn't expect it. I didn't know that's.
Sorry.
I didn't know that's where this train was leading. Sorry. Let me back that train up.
Dinosaurs, yes. Simulated dogfights.
Yeah, let me ooch. But also, it's going to be free until this Thursday, like normal, midday. But they also announced another free game that they're going to be giving away. But this is going to be a brand new game that's going to be coming out August 13th, which is the new Total War game, a Total War Saga, Troy.
That's me.
That is you.
Hi.
They're giving you away, Troy.
Well, it's about time. I've been asking for months. just come on.
But if you log on for the first 24 hours that it's released, they will give it to you for free to keep.
Cool.
Okay.
So it is a full-fledged game. And August 13th, as long as you remember that day, you got it. And it's yours.
Gosh, I'm really bad at that.
Yeah, so am I. Oh, I'm going to be so bad.
Yikes.
Thankfully, I look at news almost every single day. So hopefully I'll be able to see that snuck in somewhere.
You'll log in on the 12th and you'll log in on the 14th.
Yeah. Afternoon, so it won't even be bad. But, so that's it, But you could say that the story of Troy is basically a story of destinies clashing, right?
Sure.
Which brings me to Destiny 2's announcements and their next 3 years, basically. And Maddie, you have all that for us.
Yes. I was not going to watch this video. I was like, I'm done with Destiny. I really enjoyed it, but I don't play it that much. I'm just going to chill. And then yesterday, before going to bed, I made the mistake of watching this video, and now I'm clearly going to buy the next
More
iteration
Destiny.
of Destiny. If you haven't watched their video, I would highly recommend just checking it out. It's 40 minutes? It's long.
Yeah.
And it's got a lot of good content. It talks about all the good things Bungie's doing while people are in quarantine, and it gives you a massive breakdown of the next 3 years of content. I'm not going to talk about everything. I'm just going to talk about the things that I thought were cool. And that starts with Dark Powers. Is the next iteration of Destiny 2 that's going to be coming out is going to be called Beyond Light, and they're releasing a new power, which is exactly what Troy has been asking for. He wrote Destiny all of his fan mail, and they said, yes, sir.
It's been 6 years, right, since the original Destiny came out, 2014 or so.
Oh, man, yeah, it has.
And they've only had 3 different power types, like fire, electric, and I don't remember the other one. Void.
And
What?
Purple.
Oh, yeah, purple.
It's lightning.
Orange, blue, and purple.
Yeah.
Yes.
And every time a new like game or a new expansion comes out, I'm like, well, can we get a new power? Can we get a new power? And the answer's always been no. But here's a cool gun skin for you. Enjoy this. So I am excited that they're finally adding a new power to this power type.
Yeah. So darkness.
Darkness.
Nice.
I'm also very excited because they're going to add something that they're calling transmutation. So one of my complaints about Destiny is sometimes I get some really awesome looking armor, and then almost immediately afterwards I get something that's a better level, and I just can't realistically wear the things that I had before. And while you can pay for very expensive skins, I think they're actually $15 real, and then you can use them forever. The skins that you earn in game just go away and you never use them again. So I could spend 40 hours unlocking a really epic suit of armor and then never be able to wear it ever again, which kind of defeated the purpose of me going through all that work. But
just makes you want to not play Destiny.
Right? But they're hinting at a new system that they're going to be developing where you can like transmute the armor. So even though I'm not wearing that armor anymore, it still looks like that.
What if what if the dark powers was just like fashion sense? Like, that's like the darkness. It's like, oh look, I can match now.
You shoot people with like dark butterflies.
Or like forbiddenness of it.
What if it's dark but it's like glittery?
Yeah, it's like judgment in other people's costumes, just throwing shade at
You're
them.
literally throwing shade.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh man.
Wow, purple with that green? Don't know about that.
What are we, the Joker?
Joke's on you. You're hideous.
Darkness.
And then the last bit that was super exciting is they said that every time they release a new version of Destiny 2, every time they get a major expansion, they're going to be doing a new location.
Okay.
They already showed you like just a sneak peek of the next one.
Yeah.
So Europa, which is very exciting.
Correct.
So,
yeah, and they're also going to be. They also announced that they're going to be rotating in and out planets as well.
Right.
So with this next season, they're going to be rotating out. I think Mars, Io, and I think 2 other ones. But they're rotating in like the Cosmodrome, which hasn't been in there forever, and a couple other ones. So
they've only got so much space.
Yeah.
You
right.
know? So
and it
that's
makes
fine.
sense because some of those. Like I really don't like Titan.
I'm
They
not
can
going
just
to Titan.
Put Titan away for a really long time. But then like if I hadn't seen Titan in a while, I have that nostalgia of like, oh, we should go back to Titan. And then I go there and go, oh, I remember why I don't go to Titan.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And then they also announced, I think, the next 2 expansions as well. The next 2 years or the next 3 years worth of content.
Yeah,
so.
they announced the titles, but they didn't provide any details about
Correct.
it. So they sound super cool. I think one of them's Witch Hunt, and then the second one is.
Oh.
AJ, would you like to look up the
Lightfall.
third Lightfall? There
we
you
go. Yeah. Nice. We're prepared.
Yeah, it just seems like they are practicing the longest way possible to tell a story.
Yeah, I think it's more so just like, hey, we're letting you know that we're still working on Destiny 2. We're not working on Destiny 3.
Yeah,
Right.
We're still going to be continuing your character for the next 3
Yeah,
years.
and I don't need Destiny 3. Just
Agreed.
Yeah, it's fine.
The most exciting part was the things that I had feedback about in Destiny seem to be the things that they're addressing, and that was kind of their pitch was that we're listening to you and we're going to continue to make changes moving forward to reflect what you want to see in the game.
Yeah,
which
is
cool.
great. Yeah, because they're no longer attached to whoever it was.
Activision,
thank you. And so
I got all the answers.
You
Take
do?
that, AJ.
You do.
So I'm the fact checker now.
Oh no, he's going to be coming for you.
So they've had a
The
full
facts
year.
are in.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they've had a full year on their own now.
Yeah.
And so so they're doing what they're doing. And so I am here for it. I'm happy for them. So now from Destiny to stuffed seats, I tried to mix those 2 words together. It
Hey,
wasn't-
not all transitions
They're
are going to
not
work,
great,
bud.
yeah.
It's the effort that counts.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
So South Korean baseball started back up, and you might be thinking, what does this have to do with video games? And you'd be right. But with it starting up, no fans are allowed in the stadiums. So what are they going to do with all those empty seats, especially the ones behind home plate, every single pitch that people are seeing on television? Well, you got to get creative and put stuffed animals in them.
Okay.
So they're putting like Mickey, Pokemon, Sonic, Superman.
Wait a second. So video game characters are going to watch a game.
Yes.
Stuffed animal
Stuffed
versions,
animals.
yeah.
versions
You're
of
right.
them.
But like if I think about the fiction of this, of
right.
Sonic is actually there watching this
Yes.
baseball game.
Oh yeah. Oh,
Like Smash Brothers.
I'm for this.
yeah, and they're all different size plushies too. It's just whatever they could find. And some stadiums have like giant life-size like blow-up dolls of like Superman and Batman also in the stands.
Why the hell didn't they do that with like WrestleMania or any of like the WWE stuff?
Because they're just way better.
Put some plushy Powerpuff Girls in the audience. It would have been way better.
Right?
That'd be very
right?
funny.
And they even have cheerleaders come out and cheer to them every now and then for the cameras.
Aw.
All right. Well, that sounds awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty wholesome and something I wanted to put in the news, even though at best it is very loosely for gaming related.
Baseball is a game.
It
we
is.
are a gaming podcast.
Fair enough.
That's true.
So shout out to the Sonic and Pokemon plushes making the cut so I can include this segment.
Right on.
Now, something people can't include, though, is on Twitch, and that is music. Streamers over the last weekend received emails stating that they were giving a strike due to DCMA claims against them for clips that were posted. And if they get 3 total of them, they are out. So what it is they were really old clips from like 2017 to 2019 that had music in them because they used to listen to music or even if music's in the games. I guess one of the record companies or a bunch of the record companies started going around and just DCMAing everybody to take down it.
I don't blame them. I mean, especially since Twitch has become a viable way to make money.
Oh, yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. And in fact, like if you even think down to it, the video game companies themselves could DCMA them because that is their content.
Right.
So like, I do completely get it. It's just, it is a little rough from out of nowhere.
Right.
You know, so streamers started to race to delete all of their clips and their VODs, which are video on demands, from their archives in case any more offending content was in there.
Right. Because 3 strikes and you're
you're
banned.
out.
That's
Yeah.
your livelihood.
Yeah, and that's your livelihood. And also at this point, nobody's streaming music anymore. I think at this point, it's been kind of come out that if you stream from Amazon Music, because Twitch is owned by Amazon, there might be something in Amazon Music that they have in their contracts that allow you to do that.
If you pay a little extra, you just grease the wheels a little
But
bit.
nobody knows 100% for sure right now.
Okay.
So it's
That's
just kind
harsh.
of, it's just kind of like the wild, wild west. And it's even more cumbersome because like some of the dancing games out there, like Just Dance,
Right.
is nothing but music.
Oh,
So
Yeah,
what
that's-
do those streamers do?
right.
And streamers and games kind of have a symbiotic relationship
Yeah.
right now where like your game will sell better if people see other people playing it.
Yeah.
Yep.
So you would think that the games would also be like, no, don't stop the streamers from streaming my content.
Mm-hmm.
I can see it from an artist perspective of like, you paid me X amount of dollars for this game to be played
Mm-hmm.
by these people, and now everyone in the world can listen to my music for free.
Yeah.
But I guess you could go to a stream and then fast forward to the one song that you like and then listen to someone talking over it and then just
Well,
listen to that over
because
and
I
over
do
again.
get it, because a lot of streamers do listen to music in the background. It's
Right.
just regular, it's just on Spotify or whatever. It's just music on the background, and I get that because it's like, all right, that has nothing to do with the game.
Right,
But it's
right.
the ones that it's just the game specifically is this is the
Yeah.
game.
If you're in GTA and then there's something playing on the radio
Exactly.
because they licensed it at the time,
Yep.
that'd be a bummer.
Yeah, yeah.
What if
yeah.
Just Dance is your Twitch thing? That is what you do.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
So
you're-
and they're also not sure if this is like going to be a one-time thing, if this is going to be a continuous thing. So it's kind of just up in the air. So
It's a good conversation.
It's a good conversation. And then finally, I would like to shout out a bundle that is on itch.io, itch.io, in case you haven't heard of it. What it is for $5, you can get over 1,500 games, music, art to make games, and more. And it all goes to support the NAACP Legal Defense and Education Fund and the Community Bailout Fund.
What?
Yep.
Get out of here. That's awesome.
Yeah.
The article said it's over $7,000 worth of games for $5.
What?
And
With all that savings, you can donate a little more on the side.
you actually
Yes.
could, and then some people have been.
Yeah.
I think as of right now, it has over $5 million raised.
Dang, I want to look into that.
Right? And initially started with a little over 700. I think it was like 740, something around there. But many more creators, after they saw it, decided to donate their work to make it even better.
That's cool.
So they pretty
Dang.
much doubled it
Wow.
just by having it out there. It doesn't include any Steam keys, though. But it, for $5, really, what do you want? Like, it's a download of the game.
Yeah.
Does it have a name for what this is? What this movement
if
is?
you go to itch.io, which is the name of the website,
Yeah.
it'll be on the front page.
Okay.
And it's right there. I forget it does have a name. I just
I think if you Google video game bundle right now, it's
exactly
the top search result.
Oh, absolutely. And it goes, unfortunately, to midnight, June 15th, which is Monday. So it's only the day after this releases. However, if you listen to this early enough, just do it. It's completely worth it. Even if you think you might only play one game on there, it's already worth it.
I got the name of it. It's called The Bundle for Racial Justice and Equality.
Boom. Thank you, Trey.
Ends in 4 days. Well, that's when this podcast comes out.
Well, we'll drop it on our Twitter and our Instagram.
Absolutely.
Yeah, 2 days after our podcast comes out.
Yeah. So get on there, though. Again,
I'm on
if
it.
you only play one thing,
I think it's
great.
amazing.
Even if you don't, also awesome, because it goes to a great cause.
Yes, absolutely.
So, that'll do it for the news. But we still have the best topic ever, which is turn up for what?
Turn it for what?
And this week, we have
Banula from Bree.
Islands in the northern hemisphere have reported a rapid increase in shark sightings over the past week, with the average number of sharks rising from 0 to, holy hell, is that a shark? To avoid any confrontation, local authorities are attempting to lure residents out of the water and onto the beaches with summer shell DIY recipes. In other news, the beloved animated series Avatar: The Last Airbender is finally receiving a much-anticipated island remake. A local production company, The Nooklings, released a teaser trailer just this week to excited villagers everywhere. No news yet on the official date of release. In related news, local artist Noah Noah recently released a series of controversially dystopic photographs. Her series features haunting industrial landscapes, piles of trash, and barren islands stripped of all nature and beauty. Is this our grim future, or just a fun excuse to use those gritty photography filters? We'll discuss this topic and more next week. Until then, this has been Fanula from Bree reporting. Buy low, sell high, and stay safe.
Turn it for what? I love me some Animal Crossing news.
Oh yeah.
The shark information is my favorite.
That's really funny.
Thank you for bringing joy to my life.
Yes. All right, so like I said, that'll do it for our news, and that brings us to our Mighty Morsel Tasty Topic.
Mighty Morsel Tasty Topic.
I'm fine with that.
We're just doing both.
I like the both. The both is, I think that's going to be it for the way to go forward. We're good.
With the explosion.
Yeah.
I like that we develop these on air in real time.
Yes. That's how I think all of these have been done.
Listen to the history of our podcast. You will experience every instance of us coming up with a segment.
In hyper time, if you listen to it all at once. On the news, you might have thought there might have been something a little bit lacking, and that was the PS5 got an announcement, the PlayStation 5, and wow. I guess that's how an announcement is done.
Yes. A fun fact. We watched it maybe about 2 hours before recording this podcast.
Yeah.
When it dropped.
That's right. So we're watching it, and it's just, I think Joe and I were about 10 to 15 seconds ahead of you guys because Twitch just happened to be that further ahead than YouTube.
Yeah.
It was funny. But so it's just like, I can't react though. Let me look at their faces.
You got 2 shows.
Yeah. But let's talk about it though. What did you guys think about it?
Slick, lots of games, lots of first-party things that I think were really important. Mm-hmm. Let me run down the games real quick, and we'll see what we got as we go forward. GTA Online will be free for PS5 when it comes out. You just get it. You just get it. You just get it.
It is what it is.
Gran Turismo 7. Those cars look like cars.
Yeah, I'm heavily looking forward to that because it actually has a campaign, which the last one it completely lacked. And I was like, well, then what's the point?
Why am I?
I could get back into it.
Yeah.
That'd be fine. Big one, Ratchet and Clank Rift.
That looks insane.
Yes.
What is that? Rift Apart?
A Rift Apart. The trailer for it looked amazing, very fluid, looked like the movie.
Yeah. Yeah. And since we were ahead, we know Troy really likes Ratchet and Clank, so both Joe and I saw him, we're like, and we just started staring at the screen. Just like, here it is.
For me to just go,
it's coming.
Ratchet!
Yeah. And man, Clank looks like metal.
Yeah. I didn't think Clank didn't look like metal before, but now that I see new Clank, he never looked like metal. He was just like gray cardboard.
Yeah.
The way that they jumped through the portals and then appeared in other places without any loading time, it was just beautiful and seamless. And
they're having some fun with that engine.
Oh, absolutely. Especially because it's not even like the same type of location. It's a completely different location. And the jumping kind of looked like Guardians of the Galaxy 2, the way that they go through the different things. So that was very interesting to me. And then there's a new character in it as well, right? Trey?
Right. There looked like a blue wombat. It looks like a female Ratchet. We're trying to figure out what her name may be. I say Socket.
I'm going Sprocket. I'm gonna like.
What you just did was like Price is Right, where I bet 1,000 and then you put 1,001.
Yes.
I kept saying it was going to be Raquette.
Okay.
I don't have a name, so I'm just going to go Wrench.
Wrench.
Ooh, I like it.
Why not?
But I'm excited for a possible new protagonist because it's just been Ratchet and Clank this whole time.
Yeah.
Sometimes Quark, the guy with the green suit, but that could be fun.
And then they actually showed gameplay from it.
Lots of great gameplay.
Which makes me, and it was with Ratchet, so it makes me think this is the beginning of the game before they get separated.
Right.
And so
before there's a rift apart.
And so like I'm thinking like, oh wow, is this going to be a launch title? Like it looks pretty clean.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if it did. Ratchet and Clank is a die-hard PlayStation exclusive, by Insomniac Games. And I think that it could either be they're going forward in time or they're doing the split universe thing because mainstream movies have made split universes doable.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So I think it'd be great. Clank falls into a place where there's no Ratchet. Ratchet never existed.
Agreed.
They have
We were saying
Sprocket.
it looked like Uncharted meets Into the Spider-Verse.
Yeah.
Which is funny because it is by Insomniac Games.
Yeah.
Real quick, we had Project Athia, which looks it's the lady that's jumping through
Yes, that's
the sky.
the Square Enix it's their new
Yes,
project.
yes.
We don't anticipate seeing that anytime soon because it doesn't look very done, but it does look beautiful and very interesting.
Any game that has in the title project something means that it's not near done yet.
No, nowhere
It's going to
near.
be a long time before you get that.
Is that the one with the basically live, die, repeat, or is that? A different one?
No, this is the one where at the end the dragon. You
Oh,
saw a
the
dragon
dragon,
with
my
the
bad.
breathing lungs were
That's
all
right.
fiery.
Oh man, we got so many more dragons, guys.
Yes,
we're
we
so many
did.
dragons.
We got to relaunch our Dragon Reign
I
game.
mean,
Yeah.
every year is the year of the dragon, but this might be the year of the dragon.
Next we had Stray, the robot kitty adventure.
That was definitely like a crowd favorite. I
Yeah.
got people that texted me in the middle of of the reveal to be like, "You see that cat game?"
Well, I loved the cat, but I also love the universe of the robots because it wasn't just your general robots. A lot of like the poor there were homeless robots, and the homeless robots had like old compact computers from like the mid 90s.
Yeah.
Whereas the nicer robots had gears and things.
Joe really enjoyed you really enjoyed the look of the robots, right?
Oh my god, I love them. I thought the design of the robots looked really cool, and there was one that was literally you just see the bottom half of the robot, but it's wearing a parka, and I was like, this is it's just so human. Everything about them was so humanoid. I loved it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it was great because when it first started up, I was like, it'd be funny if this was about the cat.
Right.
And they just kept on following
the
the
thing
cat.
the thing in the background that scurries across.
Yeah, and they just kept on going. I was like, oh, I think I'm right. And then that amazing logo
That
pops up.
logo
That logo sold me on it
is
alone.
so good.
Yeah.
I want to know. I want to follow that artist.
Yeah.
Just what else do you make logos for? Can you make a logo for us?
I mean, he's listening to, or he or she is listening to it, so they gotta be.
Everyone
listens.
listens. Everyone listens. So. There was Returnal. That was like the horror game where you keep waking up, you get
That's
attacked, and then you have to try and figure it out.
Yeah.
Great premise for a game. I think it explains what it is. A sci-fi Groundhog's Day.
Yeah.
Good title too.
was about to say,
Return
great name.
and Eternal. Returnal.
Yeah.
I'm
I
surprised
guess.
no one's
That's
done
good.
that before.
Yeah.
Good on them. They definitely thought of the name first and then just tried to find a way to make a game around that.
Yeah.
We had the Sackboy game, which seems adorable.
Cutie cute.
I mean, Sackboy was in Little Big Planet, and the emphasis on the Little Big Planet was like building, and I was never really got into the building. I just like doing the Sackboy stuff. This is a game where you're not going to be doing building from what I see. It's just a standalone adventure with Sackboy, which is all I really wanted anyway. And I think they get that.
And maybe they'll release it in the future, or maybe it comes with it. Either way, it looks like it's an actual adventure that you go through.
It looks like it has 70s music and like Mardi Gras costumes, which is also a really interesting like combination of
Yeah, and it's a good party game. The four of us could easily get down on that. It could be a dragon feature.
Yeah, like halfway through, Amanda's like, "Where's the costumes?"
Yeah.
I don't.
Better be costumes.
It better be costumes.
We were like 20 seconds ahead, and we're like, just give it a second.
Almost there.
You're getting
What?
Is that guy dressed like an Incan god? What?
Jaguar?
Yeah. We had Destruction All-Stars, which looked like a Destruction Derby car game,
Yeah.
except that when you explode someone's car, a la like Twisted Metal, you're just now on your feet running around,
You got a second chance. You're like Diva.
which sounds kind of cool in hindsight.
Yeah.
We were a little disappointed because we thought it was a game where you foot race other people that are also really amazing looking, like
Yeah.
some really hardcore foot race
Yes,
game.
I was down for that.
We were 100% on board, and then over cars, so I was like, "Oh, okay, that's fine." But like foot race game,
Right.
guys.
Yeah, I was into it, and then I was out of it with the cars, and I was back into it when they talked about you just running around.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
Lots of interesting characters. We had Kona, Bridge of Spirits. I think you all really liked that one.
Yeah.
That's a cute one.
Yeah.
Yes, it
With
had
the big eyes.
Yeah, it had soot sprites in it, or little creatures that look like
Yeah.
soot sprites, and then it felt like a Lady Zelda almost.
Yeah,
I
it
agree.
did. It was partially like really cute Tomb Raider.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And by Lady Zelda, I of course mean the Lady Zelda game and not that Lady that Zelda is.
Lady Link.
I realized
Yeah.
Lady Link.
That game looked charming as hell. I'm definitely in to see what that is. And it looks like an indie game too, which I like some indie games coming up with those new IPs. Goodbye Volcano High, which is the dinosaur high school game.
I remember hearing about this a while ago, to be
Yeah.
honest with you. It's
Huh.
one of those things that's just in the recess
was a
of our minds.
dream,
Yeah,
Brian.
I don't know.
Have
But,
you
like,
dreamt about dinosaurs in high school before?
I mean,
Who hasn't?
normally it's of electric sheep, but I mean, it's kind of strange.
That's the sequel. There was Oddworld, Soulstorm. I never played Oddworld. Always meant to. I probably will want to and won't again. Any Oddworld fans here?
Yeah, I used to
Okay.
play with my friend Jason.
Okay.
It was always one of those games where it's you and like 2 or 3 other things going on the screen.
I'm always confused what that game is. It's a side-scroller puzzle?
Yeah, it's basically
platformer? I just
Lemmings,
don't know.
but they all follow you.
Oh.
That still baffles me. Maybe that's
the best
why
way to go about
I have
it.
to play more Oddworld.
Yeah.
is what I need to know. Ghostwire Tokyo was that spooky first-person game. Joe, what
I'm
do you
in.
think?
I'm in. I don't do a lot of first person. I'm in.
Yeah?
First person magic weird in Tokyo with ghosts and I'm in. They got me.
Yeah.
The hand mocap animation things where you're casting spells in it. I've never seen a
Right.
first person game where you cast, and it felt very like Naruto handshake.
Oh, yeah.
It was really cool.
It was just so refreshing to see a first-person game where they're not holding a gun.
Yes.
And they
Yeah.
but they're still doing stuff.
Uh-huh.
So I thought that was pretty cool. It looks pretty spooky.
It does.
And it seemed like it would really reward people who've been to Tokyo.
I was about to say, I think that's the major reason Joe's going to play, just to be back in Tokyo.
Darn right.
Because it does look really damn close.
The Tokyo Tower shots at night were so pretty.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm in. They got me. They'll take
right.
my money.
We had Jet the Far Shore. That was that weird game that had like hands coming out. I didn't even know what to think about that. So I don't
it
have
was
anything.
very interesting looking because it's from a very far away point of view and it's your very tiny ship.
Yeah.
So
Right.
so it makes me wonder if it's you against the environment, or it does make me curious about it. So I am going to look forward into. I'm going to look more into it, I should say.
Right.
It looked like No Man's Sky to me. Like that level of you're just going through something. You're
Yeah.
kind of flying
Yeah.
over things and you're sort of just taking account of the land. Like maybe you're just like a cartographer or something
Yeah.
on these planets.
Oh, could
Right,
be, yeah.
We had Alex Preston, who was a dragon of one of our weeks.
That's right.
From Heart Machine Studios, came up with a new game called Solar Ash.
Yep.
What the game is, I have no idea. The art style looks very close to Hyper Life Drifter.
Yep.
So, and that guy is so good, I don't even care what it is. I'm going to play it.
And another great logo. That logo is also really
Yeah.
good.
It is a good logo. Hitman 3, more Hitman. I hope it's more goofy than what they're showing.
I don't think it will be though.
Little Devil Inside.
Yes.
Yeah, yes.
What about that is yes?
Everything. The art was amazing. The style, the
What like?
I
What
don't
kind of
even
art
know how to
was it?
explain it. It was so cartoony yet realistic. Everything in the backgrounds were realistic. And then it kept flashing from a person who was adventuring and doing like really dangerous things and looking like they were going to die to an old butler type man doing the most calming of things, like being in a bathtub and poking at a rubber ducky. It had my money the moment that rubber ducky was poked.
Right.
It looks like you almost play as both of them.
Mm-hmm.
Like you switch back and forth between this adventure game and this really mundane thing. Like the butler's walking down the street and he just like slightly nods at someone, and that's like the whole scene. It
Yeah.
looks very funny.
It's got a vibe to me of like one of those claymation movies, like a troll, like
yeah.
a box trolls, just like in its vibe.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's
Something
kind
kinda-
of
yeah.
it's kind of like Kubo.
Yeah,
Like that type
it's-
of animation,
Yeah.
that type of art style.
There's something whimsical to it and something dark about it.
yeah, and it's ultra realistic yet
Yeah.
cartoony somehow.
Worth saying as possible. Go and watch this video, all these trailers, so
Yes.
you could understand what we're talking about
Yes,
more
please do.
fluidly. Bug snacks.
Oh, I can't.
Bug
snacks.
snacks.
Bug snacks. What is it? Bug snacks or bugs knacks? I don't know. I don't know.
The guy on the thing, I think, was saying bug snacks.
They were
but now
bugs
that I'm
that are
thinking about it,
snacks.
he had an odd accent. It's
could
possible
go
he's
either
wrong.
way.
I mean, he
Yeah.
clearly wasn't very bright.
They were bugs
And they were
that
snacks.
were snacks.
Yeah. Looks like a weird game. I'm into it. Sandwiches have eyeballs. Sure.
You eat
Yeah.
food and it becomes a part of you. Like you are the
Yep.
food.
Yeah.
It's
I
weird.
like
It
weird
looks
stuff.
I
Let's
was,
give it
I
a try.
was so expecting the tagline to be "You are what you eat."
Yeah.
Like that, as soon as it started, I was like, "Oh,
Yeah.
I already know the tagline of this movie,
Yeah.
this game. It's going to be this." And then it just ended. I was like, "Come on, this is built in. You are
Who's a
literally,
freebie?
you literally are what you eat."
All right, I'm gonna go some lightning rounds.
Yes.
Demon Souls is a remake of Demon Souls from
Yep.
the original, but
Looking
it looks
forward.
good.
Love the game.
Die a lot. Deathloop. It looks like you're playing as a character who is trying to break out of or trying to get through, survive. I
You're
guess.
an
that was
assassin.
cool.
You're an assassin.
Assassin v assassin, where you play as a guy and someone else plays as the lady, and you try to kill each other. That seems.
But
really
then there's a
cool.
lot of there's a whole game in between you
Yeah.
two, and I
Yeah.
think that's cool.
Yeah.
Where it's PVE but also PvP maybe at the end.
Yeah, or
that
I
could be
I
fun.
wonder if it's going to be an online multiplayer game where
Mm-hmm.
you have an option of playing, and then the other person's the other character. And then you each
Right.
play rounds, and whoever can
I
kill
think-
or the other, whatever.
I think that'd be could
Yeah.
be cool. Resident Evil 8 Village.
or just Village.
or just
Resident
Village.
Evil.
Resident Evil. Yeah. There was a really good trailer that definitely didn't play It's a Resident Evil hand too hard, so it was a good reveal
was a
when
good
you
reveal,
did
yeah.
when you did see that it was Resident Evil. But it's zombies and shooting, which that's what you want.
It does look strangely old timey. It looks like they're going for something different aesthetically, at least.
There was Pragmata. That's the one with the astronaut that takes the girl into like the digital moon or the digital sky or something.
that's
I
right.
have no
like
idea
that.
what that is.
Yeah, I have
It's
nothing
just-
else to say about that except weird.
It's
cool.
very pretty.
Yeah,
very pretty.
I want
Glad-
to see more
yep.
about it.
Yeah, I'm intrigued.
Yeah.
One of the big games, Horizon 2, The Forbidden West, has me percolating.
Yeah.
Oh,
Horizon is definitely Brian's favorite game of all time. One of my favorite games of all time.
It's one of my favorite games of all time. It's in the top 10. It's in the top 5, I mean.
top five. That's
five.
big.
Yes.
Aloy, a character that I love, is back.
Yep.
It looks like new environments.
she learns to swim.
Looks like there's going to be some underwater content.
It looks like there's... At first, it looked like it was going to be different parts of the world, and then I just realized, oh, no, wait, that's Chinatown. That's
San Francisco.
That's San
The
Francisco.
Golden Gate Bridge.
And then you also have the desert, which is just a little bit further west.
Right. So she's
So-
just going down the coast.
Yeah. Yeah. So, but at first I thought, I was like, oh, wow, we're in China. Oh, wow, we're in the Sahara. Oh, wow, we're in San Francisco. Going west.
You're in the future.
All
You're
right.
going west.
Yeah.
So that was super exciting.
Yes.
I can't wait for that game.
Yeah.
to come
I love the snapping turtle looking dinosaur.
And the
Yeah.
mammoth.
And the mammoth.
The mammoth looked
Oh,
great.
man, it looks great.
Yeah.
Any more of
Can't
those
say
games.
enough good
Yep.
things about that.
Yeah.
And then I think that's it up until the box reveal.
No, you forgot one.
Okay. What did I miss?
You forgot Spider-Man,
Yes.
which is great because they definitely aged up Miles Morales, because Miles Morales in the last game looked that was a 12 or 13-year-old it looked like. And yeah, 100% for it. It's another one of those games that could definitely use more of.
Sony won.
Yeah,
Sony
Sony
won.
won, yeah.
Insomniac hit it because having a Miles Morales video game is so important
Yep.
for what it stands for.
Yep.
To have like a person of color as the main character, and also like the idea that Into the Spider-Verse, the Academy Award winning movie,
Yeah.
came out last year starring Miles Morales. People want a Miles Morales game, and
Yeah.
they're gonna do it.
Yeah.
Like that's it. Game over. You won, and it's only on PlayStation.
Yep.
So I saw an article on Twitter that said that the guy who did the mocap for the game is also the same person who does the voice for the Spider-Man cartoon.
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh,
that's
that
pretty
actor's
cool.
so
Perfect.
great.
Yeah.
I love that guy.
It's perfect.
Yeah. Oh.
They're gonna nail it.
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
that's it. Yeah, I just can't watch too much of it because last time the trailer spoiled the whole game for me. So I learned my lesson. I will not do that this time, and you shouldn't either.
You already know you're going to buy it. Just don't watch anymore.
Yeah, exactly. I'm good.
Yeah.
No, box reveal.
Box reveal.
Yes.
So yes, PlayStation then in a very lengthy way revealed what their PlayStation hardware looks like
Yes.
for the actual box.
It does, and it starts off. It's got all these orbs like pulsating. It's like, oh, okay, they're gonna all form into it, and then they part like the Red
They
Sea.
keep faking you out, thinking it's gonna be like this like monster castle.
Yeah, it's gonna like form into something, and then no, it just separates.
It was
moves out of
funny
the
at
way.
a certain
Yes,
point
it
where
was
it
very
took
funny.
too long, and it was like, oh, they know,
Yeah.
they know.
Wow, this is so dry.
I
humor.
enjoyed it. I enjoyed it.
And then it reveals to be Eve from WALL-E.
Well, the controller is Eve.
Yeah, yeah. The controller is Eve. The actual station itself is an Alienware machine.
Maybe kind of looks like one of the portal guns or one of the portal machines.
Yeah.
So yeah, the box is revealed. It's a sleek white design, and it's got some curves to it.
It does.
When I first saw it reveal before it lit up, I looked at the curves and I was like, "What is that?" And I
What
was like,
shape is this?
What
Yeah.
shape? It didn't look good to me when I first saw that like slope. I was like, "That looks dumb."
Yeah.
When the lights came up and then I saw it for its whole thing and it kind of zoomed around, I was like, oh, okay, this is actually kind of sleek. I can kind of get behind this design.
I'm 1,000% on board. I don't know
Yeah.
what it is about it. I'm gonna buy it in white, and I like it. I like it standing up. I like it laying down. I
Yeah.
don't know. It looks cool. I like the curves. I think it's nice
Yeah.
to have something different. Also,
Right.
I do the dusting in the house, and the white machine is exciting to me.
I don't dust that PlayStation. It's a little too dusty, the one we currently have.
Yeah. No, I
It's
hear
also
you.
black.
Yeah.
It's hard to dust.
Yeah.
I hear you. I hear you. Yeah, I like the shape of it. I was a little concerned of it, Joe and I both, because it was standing vertical.
Yeah.
It's standing up. And then I looked it up afterwards, and somebody has a picture of it on its side.
Yeah.
And it does still fit flat. It's
Right.
just the front of it starts to curve is what it is.
Right,
So there's
right.
definitely still a flat part of it that you can sit down on.
Right.
There's definitely two versions of it. There's the digital version and then the one with the disc drive.
Yeah.
I'm assuming the digital version is probably gonna be $50 to $100 cheaper.
Let's get digital. Digital.
And you guys, I'm assuming, are going to get the digital version because you're already
Totes.
digital.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We,
That-
we don't even live in the real world anymore. All of
Yeah.
our stuff is digital.
The last physical game that I bought was Overwatch, and it's still in
Yeah.
that machine because that's it. That's the
Yeah,
only thing I
exactly.
put in there.
Yeah. We're going to get the disc version because we use it as our movies. We do.
Right. That totally makes sense.
We like to buy everything, not everything, but most things physical.
Yeah.
Just in case
Let's
of anything.
get physical.
Physical.
Wait, that's not a parody. That's
no.
just the song.
But we're definitely going to get that version just because
Right.
we're going to get the most use out of it.
Yes.
And
The
then
controller looks good. The
Yeah.
charging station looks good. The headphones look good. I'm 100%
the,
on board.
the webcam that comes with it, or the
Yeah.
camera looks good. I'm on for it. I'm for it.
Yeah. Joe, what do you think?
I do not appreciate the color being white.
That's
at
fair.
all.
That's fair. That's fair.
When it first started showing it, Brian said it. I was like, "Ooh, I don't know about this, guys."
Right.
If that's just vertical, I mean, obviously we're gonna buy one. I'm not saying we aren't gonna buy one. I'm gonna have to do something to the outside of that because I cannot. It will not fit there. It's not gonna work. That white's just not gonna work in that area. It will be an eyesore, and all it will do is cause me like a weird amount of anxiety. Like, why is it so white? Why is everything reflecting off of it? I got like I got years worth of complaining about that thing all in like a second. And then I was like, you know what? They're probably gonna make a black one. It'll be fine. It's just fine.
It's just going to be one of those. We're going to buy it, so then as soon as the very first special edition comes out, that's a different color.
Yeah.
We're gonna have two.
Yeah, we're just
like a nice like Corvette red or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
Get a
Literally
nice
anything.
sticker. Do some spray paint.
Exactly. Something's gonna happen to the outside of that very white looking system. I'm happy it's going to be on its side though. That was the other problem I had. I was like, ooh, vertical. I think I'm just a hater. I don't know.
They released a black controller, so I'd be very surprised
Right.
if they didn't also have a black console. And you're right, most of the consoles right now are black, so people have themed their whole lives around like
Those
I'm gonna
colors.
have like even like cable boxes are black. So
Right.
the
Yeah.
idea of having something that's a different color is definitely like,
Yeah, I think premiering it with the white color is good because it kind of just it's different than what they've been
and it
doing.
shows off the
it's
shape well.
memorable.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's a stark contrast, and yeah, it shows off
Yeah.
the shape beautifully because you
Yeah.
can see the shadows and
And the
everything
vents
else.
that light up
Yeah.
look
pretty.
really cool.
Yeah, agreed.
It might also be that it's not actually stark white. Like when you get it, when it finally comes out, it might
Right.
be like a matte color or
Oh,
something
right.
that actually
Not shiny.
really doesn't reflect light that
Right.
well. So
Agreed.
So we got the box revealed, but we did not get a release date or a price.
Correct.
I'm assuming that'll happen over the next few months.
Yeah.
Hopefully sooner than later, so we
Probably
can
as
all
soon as-
plan accordingly.
Yeah, as soon as they nail it down, probably I'm sure we'll hear about it as well. 'Cause-
Still looking to come out this year, though.
Yep. They're still saying holiday this year, so we'll see how that goes. All right, so we are done with the tasty topic. Now that brings us to our Dragon of the Week.
It's the Dragon of the Week. Oh, it's so neat. It's the Dragon of the Week. Oh, it wears pleat. Dragon of the Week. Is pleat a thing that you wear?
Yeah, you wear
like
pleats.
A pleated sweater?
Yeah, you could wear pleats.
Yeah,
Okay.
there's no
Okay.
singular
So I'm right.
pleats.
Okay.
I guess you could have one pleat.
Yeah, you could have one
could.
pleat.
I think it's just
Okay.
called a fold at that point.
I don't know what's
You don't know, Brian.
I don't know what happens when I do that song. It just comes out. But Dragon of the Week is our chance to shine a little light on industry professionals, to talk about them, their history, and what brought them to make the games that we love to talk about.
That's right. And this week, Troy, you're going to bring it to us.
That's right. My dragon. How many times can we say that's right?
That's right.
As many times as I can say, as always.
That's right. As always.
As always, that's
right. My dragon this week is Manami Matsumae, the composer of freaking Mega Man. Woo! So we got a new theme song this season, right?
That's right.
Stop dragon. It's peppy. It's got a strong melody. The beat's catchy. Well, that sound that we use for our opening is a decades old and is inspired from the awesome games of yesteryear. In the video game industry, that chiptune, late 80s gritty sound is super iconic. So I thought, well, who were the pioneers of this sound? Like, who would have the time to invent a new genre? Like, who could take such limited musical resources and say, yeah, I can work with that? Well, the answer to those questions is poor unemployed college graduates in their early 20s.
As I say, if our other dragons have taught us anything, it is right out of college graduates.
I don't know what I'm going to do, and this video game thing doesn't care who I am.
Yep.
Let's go.
Yeah.
So one such graduate was Manami Matsumae. In 1986, at the end of her final year at university, she saw a notice on a bulletin for a company called Capcom. Capcom's the makers of Mega Man, Street Fighter, Resident Evil, and much more in years to come. She knew she needed a job after graduation, so boom, she called them up, not expecting much, but before she knew it, she was hired as a composer. She's a skilled pianist, but not a composer at that time. She didn't have that skill. So the year was like 1987, and needless to say, her first year at Capcom was pretty rough. She had no idea how to even use a computer, let alone transfer a melody into one. She had to like make music into like ones and zeros and stuff, and it was weird, and I don't know. You understand how that works, Brian. You tell me someday. But luckily, she had many mentors at Capcom, and surprisingly, they were comprised mostly of women. Because just that year, literally that year, Japan had passed the Equal Employment Opportunity Act. And so there was, so the representation of women in the workforce was surging at that time. Manami got to be part of that surge, which is awesome. As an in-house composer for Capcom, Manami composed music for Mega Man, Dynasty Wars, Mercs, F1 Dream, and Final Fight. I only really knew about Mega Man and Final Fight. Some of those other ones, I looked at the music, they're great, but I don't know those games. But her work on Mega Man by itself was industry shaping and showed how, with even limited resources, you could still provide a robust, energy-filled piece of music that has inspired countless gaming musicians and developers going forward, including ourselves with our theme song.
Yeah, because I mean, like, it wasn't just like one tune. She had to make a specific tune for each stage.
Yes.
The menu select screen, all these different things, the bosses. Yeah, it's crazy.
And not just make it so that it suffices, but make it so it kind of like tells its own story and has its own theme. And I think those tenets really helped shape not just that era of video games, but also that whole genre of music that still exists to this day. Yeah, so her style, as you mentioned, Brian, is pretty straightforward. She acquires all the artwork from the designers and then like pours through the characters, the sets, the props, the environments, and then sits at her trusty piano, which she's had for like 30 years and considers it like her partner. She then just like plinks away until like inspiration from the artwork kicks in and a melody forms. Her artistic goal, as she stated in her interview, is to keep it simple. If a piece of music is too long or too complicated, the gamers simply won't notice the music. It'll fall to the background because they'll just start focusing on the game. So that's her thing. This simple yet robust sound that carries like a great moving quality to it. When I listen to her work, I get like a great sense of like urgency to a lot of her pieces, but it's like a beautiful urgency where it's not just do this thing now. It's more like it fills you with purpose.
It's one of those things that if you're like driving in a car, you're just going to start just going down the accelerator. Like, oh, I should not be driving this fast.
They inspire you.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a simplistic yet driving sound that has become a bit of a signature for her. In 1991, she left Capcom to become a freelance artist because back in the 80s, it was common for game companies to make their employees use pseudonyms. And one of it may because it was kind of a gender thing, but also there was a fear that rival companies would see who's doing their work and then try to like snake their talent. Be like, oh, that's great music. You want to do that music for $50 more? And they're like, okay, time to go. So because of that, she didn't go on. She wasn't credited for her real name. And that bothered her. And so she became a freelancer. And by doing so, she could finally be credited with her real name. To this day, she has worked on over 50 games, including Looney Tunes for the Game Boy, Batman Return of the Joker, and the Derby Stallion series, which is a huge long-running series in Japan.
Yeah.
Most recently, she worked on 2016's Mighty No. 9.
Oh.
Mighty No. 9 is the love child of the original designer of Mega Man from back in the day. When he was putting together his team to make what was going to be like an actual real spiritual sequel successor to Mega Man, he knew Manami had to be a composer for it. To this date, she hails it as her best work. And she said one of her greatest moments is getting to perform music from Mighty No. 9 for like a 4,000 seated arena and just perform that work and to see how many people dug that. And I can personally confirm that soundtrack is dope. I will put a link out there for people to click on it. Full disclosure, I wrote this while listening to one of her playlists, and her stuff effing bops.
Yeah.
Every single song. To celebrate 30 years of working in the games industry, she released a solo album in 2017. It's called 3 Movements and has entirely original music. Now, while the album displays just how much her complexity in music has grown, she has remarked that it's impossible for her to overstate the influence that Mega Man has had on her life. It was her launching point, it opened up doors, and it really has influenced just how her games is and how the games industry has accepted her work. One of her major joys, though, in life is being approached by people who say her work inspires them to become developers, and then those developers asking her to work on their work and how it is a dream come true for her to work on that. Like, that just makes her giggle in every way. She just loves that full circleness. I know when we were working on the Taste of Dragons theme song with the skilled musician Rhythm Bastard, shout out, one of the phrases we said while working on it was like, oh, this is getting a bit of a Mega Man sound. Let's go with that. Yeah. And it directly influenced the sound that we have for our season 2 opener. So thank you, Manami Matsumae, for your contributions to the video game and also for your contributions to this podcast.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Well, nicely done there, Troy.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, I didn't know that at all because, I just saw the name on the composer or whatever. I was like,
right.
Oh, okay. Not that I was, not like, oh, okay, but it's like, oh, I didn't realize that there was a story to that and how much of a story there was to that.
Yeah, super cool and still making jams today.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go find that playlist on YouTube. It is dope.
Yeah, because I remember when Mighty No. 9 came out, it had mixed reviews, to say the best.
Right, the game itself.
But everybody said the soundtrack was amazing to it, and that was the best thing about it.
Yeah.
So yeah. Awesome. All right. Well, unfortunately, that brings us to the end of this week's episode.
Cool.
All right.
That's what that was.
Yeah.
Yep.
That was very Mega Man. But you can always find us online.
That's right. Check us out on Twitter and Instagram at Taste of Dragons for some weekly daily content where we like to do some fun original things throughout the week and keep you up to date on PlayStation news as it happens. Oh. See how biased I am? I didn't even say video game news. I just said PlayStation news. Like, that's it. You shouldn't put me in charge of the PlayStation events. I can't help myself.
It's a good thing I'm not on there because it'd just be epic news. It is what it is.
We have our thing. But please go over and check us out on YouTube. We are trying to start some YouTube content. So get the word out that we are doing some video things on there as well. And we appreciate you listeners and watchers out there.
That's right. But so that brings us to the end of this week's episode. So thanks, everyone. So as always, though, my name is Brian.
Amanda.
I'm Troy.
And I'm Joe.
And we are
the Taste of Dragons.
Have a great week, everyone.
Go play PlayStation.
Taste of Dragons Gaming Podcast, a podcast for everyone's taste.